Hello, my people. Welcome. Thank you for tuning in to the Divine Messages podcast. My name is T, and together with Karina, who is a psychic medium and a Reiki master from Calgary, Alberta, we are here to chat. How is everyone doing today? Karina, how are you doing today?
I'm really good. How are you?
Okay, I'm doing good.
Yeah, good. I'm glad.
We're just going to dive right in here today because this is something that I don't know. I don't know if let's just tell everybody. Karina, you tell people, what are we talking about today?
Today we are talking about past lives.
Like what? Come on. Is this stuff for real?
It's 100% real. Yes, it is.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. I just got like the excited little in me.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's awesome. Good.
Okay, so tell us about it. Like what do you mean when you say a past life? Actually, wait
Go for
a second.
Yeah.
Let me tell you.
Yes.
Well, now that that I'm starting to think about this. When I've gone someplace, and I've sat down and I think, oh my God, like where do I know this person from? Yep. And I think of everything, and there's no way that this person has anything to do with me at any part of this life. It's from a past life, isn't it?
Yes, it sure is.
Oh my gosh.
100%. Yes. Yeah, so past lives are for real. We've come back many, many, many times. And, like sometimes we come back into this world and we have like odd memories that don't make any sense from this lifetime. We have like phobias about certain things. Or sometimes, and I hate to say this, but sometimes you can meet someone and the second you are in their energy or you look at them, you instantly have this like dislike for them, or sometimes I hate. Or sometimes you meet somebody and you recognize them and you look them in the eye and it's like, oh, there you are. Like you're just so comfortable with them. You're so excited to be around them. So, and there's sometimes like we just don't know why, right? There's no explanation for it. It's just that deep inner knowing. And it's connected to a past life. So yeah, this stuff is real. It's real. It's real.
Oh, okay. So how do we know?
Well,
are there any signs to know that like someone that you're with or in the presence of is from a past life?
Well, again, it's that like deep knowing, right? Like a recognition of some sort, and you can't place them, like just what you said, sometimes just that feeling, right? Of knowing that you feel comfortable with someone or you've recognized them somehow and you can't place it. And so, yes, sometimes, you meet somebody and you just know them. And I actually got that with my husband 22 to almost 23 years ago. I went to a party and he's sitting on a couch across from me. And I remember looking at him, never met him before. And we locked eyes and it was like,
damn.
Oh my God, there you, well, yeah,
Oh,
first of all, I thought
kidding.
he was like super good looking and charming and was very drawn to him. But now I recognize that I knew him from before. I was so comfortable. I looked him in the eye. He looked me back in the eye. We were so drawn together that he moved from that couch to come sit beside me. And there was this energy between us that I don't even know if I can describe to anybody, but it was the most comfortable feeling that I think I've ever felt with meeting anybody, like especially a male. And we just knew each other. And literally it was a very quick relationship. He moved in with me 2 weeks later and we were engaged 2 months later. And it's been almost 23 years. So it was yeah, I mean, we're really, really lucky. Like we just knew each other and we have been together in so many past lives. So sitting beside him, I just knew him. It was easy. It was comfortable. And you know what? The most important word I can use is it felt safe. I felt safe with him. And I still feel like that to this day.
That's nice. That's cute.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cheesy it is some, but it's the truth. It really is. I tell all my clients that. Like I just knew him on a deep, deep level. Now it all makes sense. I wish my 21-year-old self knew that or understood it better, but yeah.
It probably wouldn't be as cool though if you knew it back then,
True, because we were just like, yeah, just so comfortable with each other and so we were like two magnets in a room that just came together like that. It was really cool.
That's awesome. So as a healer and people come to see you for Reiki or for a psychic reading or whatever it is, are you able to pick up on stuff that doesn't pertain to this lifetime?
For sure. Like, not every single reading is like that unless they need some healing from that past life. So there will be like, say a session that I do and someone comes to sit with me and then halfway through I'm like, I'm told to look at your past lives because they're affecting you in this life and we need to heal some of that so that you can move forward. So that could be, again, like a phobia or fears that they have. Or I know there's a lot of clients that I've dealt with that have abandonment issues. And when I look back at their past life, it's usually because they've been an orphan in a past life or they were abandoned. And so they carry that forward into this life. So the way that I do past life work, it's almost like it's like a regular psychic reading where it's like a movie for me. So if I tell my spirit team, okay, can you take me back to whatever past life is the most traumatic for them or that they're struggling with that's affecting them in this life, show me. And I'll just close my eyes for a second or focus on something. And I'm literally taken to that time frame. I can tell whether they're male, female in that life. Sometimes they'll show me their hands so I can tell. I will see what they're wearing, what their hair color is, like every little detail. And then they show me, with my spirit team, they show me what happened to them in that life. And then I need to explain it to the client about why it's affecting them in this life. And we need to go about healing it so they don't live their life with these certain fears and things that are really affecting them today. Does that make sense?
Yeah. I'm still caught up on like that I could have been a dude last life.
Oh God, my last life, I was a man. I mean, we all have been male and female, right? So sometimes, have you ever met someone who carries more of like a male energy that's actually female or vice versa, right? Sometimes they just carried forward their traits or their mannerisms and stuff from their past lives.
Oh my God. This is just the coolest. Okay. Interesting. Wow. Okay. So then going forward, how do we heal? Like, how do we heal pain and such from the past lives?
There's so many ways to do that. And I think what I've found from my end is that doing like guided meditations to heal past trauma, going to see a healer like a Reiki master, a shaman, any type of energy healer, or doing some like energetic cord cutting. And also Reiki. Reiki can go back in using it's like a time machine. We can go back into a certain time frame and heal that. And something else that is really important too, when I'm doing readings and there is a past life issue that has come up, sometimes just talking about it, recognizing where those fears and phobias and traumas come from, really are enough to heal it in this lifetime.
Yeah. Whoa. That's cool.
Different, but it makes sense, right? Like if you think about, I mean, I'm sure you have your own, fears and phobias. I know I do. And we don't know where they come from sometimes, right? But they are stemming from somewhere.
Yeah. Whoa. Well, okay. I'm sure you've done a lot of work to discover your own past lives.
Oh, I sure have.
Okay. Yeah. Everybody get ready. Here we go. Tell us. Tell us. Come on.
I have lots that I remember, but the one that stands out to me the most is, I believe, my last life. So I was born in 1975, and right before I was born, I believe my last life was a male, and I was in the Vietnam War. Now, I know that sounds crazy, but I'm going to explain a little bit. It does, right? Like, okay, weirdo, but this is going to make sense. Like,
nobody turn this off. Keep on listening. It's okay. Don't be scared.
Crazy.
Let's go. She's not crazy.
I swear I'm not. It's the truth.
But keep going. We're good.
When I got to high school, I don't know if you remember this show or not, but it was called Tour of Duty.
Yeah.
Do you remember Tour of Duty? Like, I would tape that show every Tuesday. I still remember it was a Tuesday that it was on. And I would tape it. I would watch it every episode at least 3 times because I was so obsessed with the Vietnam War. And then I got to, I think it was like grade 10 or so. And then I took this history class and we learned everything there was to know about Vietnam and that war. And I thought, why am I so fascinated by this? I knew every date, every weapon they used. I could tell you everything about that war. But the weirdest thing was, and to this day this happens, if I close my eyes, I can smell the Ho Chi Minh Trail. Okay? Like I can picture myself being there. And so
And you've never
I'll
been there in this
never,
lifetime?
and I would love to go back. That's one of my places that I'd like to go and visit again, almost like to probably heal some karma from there. But so I went through this stage at, as a teenager, like just obsessed with it. And no, never been there, but just felt like I had been. So then fast forward many years, and I went to see a healer, and she had actually said to me that I had taken a lot of those traits from that lifetime. And I was in the Vietnam War, and I thought, well, okay, so someone just validated that for me. So now it makes sense. But she said to me, she's like, you're a tiny person in this lifetime, but she's like, you are like fearless. Like you can really hold your own and you can protect yourself. And I was like, well, yeah, I feel like that. And then later on with, I don't like guns in this lifetime. I'm not a fan of guns because they just kind of scare me. But I ended up going to a friend's property and shooting guns, and just for fun because my friend's husband's like, here, try this. And I was terrified. But I actually picked up a 9 millimeter gun and shot it at this target and hit dead center. And I still don't know how I did that. He doesn't know how I did that. He says, I'm in the Army. I don't know how anybody can shoot dead center with a 9 millimeter. How'd you do that? And I said, I don't know. It was like natural. And it scared me because I don't like guns. But that is
Hmm.
from that past life. Like I carried that forward. It was just easy.
Oh my
Weird,
gosh.
but easy. Now I haven't touched a gun since because I probably never will again. But isn't that weird? Like it was so natural to pick up the gun to shoot like dead center and go, okay, so now what? I don't really like it, but so we can carry forward traits from other lives like that. And that was one that really stands out to me. Like I can just picture everything about that war and being a man, and I can see my hands in it and everything. It's weird, but it's just the way it is.
That is really weird, but that's really cool. Whoa. Okay, what else? Is that the only one that you remember?
Another one that I do remember is like I was back in biblical times, so I can kind of I was a female and I see my outfit and I apparently, through this life lost 5 children due to starvation. So when I had my children in this life, I was so afraid that they were always going to be hungry. To this day, if my children ever tell me at nighttime that they're hungry and it could be like midnight, I'm going to get them some food. And my husband will be like, don't, they're fine. I said, nope. If they tell me they're hungry, they're getting food. Like I have that real fear that they're going to go hungry. And I'm working on it, but I still have that like, oh goodness, I'll feed you. What do you need? Like we still can carry forward some of those fears, you know?
Wow.
And I guess another one that is important is when I went to take my Reiki master said to me, Karina, you need to remember who you are. Like, close your eyes, go back in time, and remember who you are. I said, what the hell does that mean? And he's like, you've been a healer in so many lifetimes. You just need to remember. So I remember when I did start doing Reiki for the first time, it was weird, but it was oddly natural. It was like I knew what I was doing. And then I started, working as a healer and doing some weird rituals like walking around a table 3 times with a singing bowl. And I don't know where it came from. I mean, I do. It came from a past life, but I've done this so many other times that it just made sense.
Huh. Wow. I feel I don't know, I'm like speechless in this one. Like, huh?
Yeah. What do I say?
Yeah.
Uh,
Wow. You got anything from today that's not gonna freak the rest of the world out here? Like, something that, has anyone come to see you in this lifetime where you have been able to fix or heal a past life? And I don't know, you got any backup there, lady? I don't know. Is that rude? I'm sorry. It's not that I don't believe you. This is really cool. And I don't know. It just seems, I just need to hear more. Can you just tell us more?
There's
You're mad at me now. Okay.
what? No,
Carry
I
on.
was no, actually I was thinking. Well, I've worked with a lot of clients, and there is one client in particular that would love to work on her son. And I think that's going to happen as soon as the world goes back to normal here, because I was just talking with her today, and she came to see me, I would say sometime last year. And during her session, her child had come up, and I said, look, I feel like your son has these like major fears and you don't know where they're coming from. And she says, yes, that's true. And I said, well, let me go back and look at his past life and see which one comes up. And I closed my eyes for a minute, and I was literally taken back to this lifetime. It was like around like heritage times, like that kind of time period. And he was actually a male in that life, and his house had caught fire and he couldn't get to his family. And he was trying to get them out of the house and he couldn't, and they all died, and he was the only sole survivor. And so I'm telling her this, and she says, oh my gosh, that is the craziest thing, because in this life, ever since he was, I think around 2 is what she said, he's been obsessed with firefighters. So every year he wears a firefighter costume. He has a bunch of them. But also, if there is a fire alarm or anything, she said he's so paranoid when that alarm goes off. They were in a mall one day recently, and the fire alarm went off, and he's like, Mom, we have to get out of here. We have to get out of here now. Like, he actually panicked. And she said there's no explanation for this life. So she said, going back to that past life, it does make sense that this is where his fear is coming from, and he needs to have that healed. And because I'm obviously not working with him and acknowledging it with an 8-year-old, he doesn't understand those fears, and I can't heal that for him. But when he does come to see me for Reiki, we're going to go back into that time frame and try to work on that for him, because what a terrible fear to carry as a child all the way through, right?
Yeah. Oh, okay. Wow.
So think about like people's odd phobias and fears. Like, how many people do you know are terrified of something and it doesn't make any sense? But when you go back in time, you look at the past life and you put 2 and 2 together, it does actually make sense for them. They understand it and they go, oh my goodness, now I know where the fear comes from.
Yeah.
So also another thing that I find in like readings with people and trying to heal some of their past lives, an important thing that usually does come up, like I said, was abandonment issues. But also, I can't even say this, but role reversals with family members. So sometimes I'll look at the client and say, okay, so you have a child who's, let's just give you an example, like a girl who's 14, and they'll say yes. And I'll say, yeah, but this child speaks to you like they're your mother. And she'll say, well, yes, that's sometimes how it goes. I said, yeah, but it's actually, she knows, she tries to project her ideas on you because you were her daughter in a past life. So your roles have reversed. And sometimes
What?
you guys, it does happen. So sometimes they butt heads because it's like, don't you dare tell me what to do. I'm your mother. I know better. And that's actually what people experience in this life. So yes, roles can be reversed. Certain things like also finding birthmarks on people's bodies. Like my son has a really distinct birthmark on his leg. And I know what it's from, like from a past life. Like there was sounds weird too, but like a knife injury. And so when you look at somebody who have like, these random birthmarks in weird places, those are from some sort of trauma from a past life.
Oh my. Okay.
Am I weirding you out?
Yeah, you really are. I never actually, I didn't, yeah, no, I've never thought about anything except for this. I was born, 1982, and when I die, I'm good. I've
Really?
never thought, I know, is that, now I think that I'm kind of, whoa, like,
Well, do you
where have
think
I,
like
been?
You've been all around. And let me tell you this, like, have you ever met people who, they have a child or a baby and everybody goes, oh my goodness, you're such an old soul, or look at this little guy, he's such
I
an old
have
soul.
I
I
have an old
know.
soul. Like
Yeah.
my oldest son
Your
is
oldest son is
180
like,
years old.
yeah, so that's where I'm saying. So he's come around multiple times.
Oh my
There's
God, I
like
just
wisdom and knowledge that they know, and you can't explain it. And talking to him, he's 7, and you look at him and you're like, he sounds like a 60-year-old man because
seriously.
he actually knows his stuff. Kids, on the other hand, and sometimes children will explain a situation like, they know things. They say, Mom, I've been here before. And you're like, no, we've never actually come here before. But I'm telling you, that's happened with my kids. They'll be somewhere and they'll go, I know we were here before, Mama. And I'll say, no, honey, like we've never been to this country or we've never been to this place. And they're like, nope, I've been here. And I'm like, yeah, you were in a past life. You were not in this lifetime. So
Oh my
they
gosh.
know. They talk about it so nonchalantly. It comes out. It's just so normal to them. And your son, yes, 100%. He's got eyes he's just very wise. Like he knows what he's talking about. And it's
Yeah.
like,
And I want
sometimes
to
you want to
punch him
argue back. I was
sometimes.
going to say, sometimes you want to argue back, but he knows what he's talking about. So it's frustrating
Wow.
that you don't hear him as a man, you know?
Yeah.
Bet you
Oh
he
my God.
battles you sometimes, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah,
He knows
because he
everything.
knows. Yes, that's what I'm saying. He's an old little man in a kid's body. So that's how we come back. We have certain lessons that we didn't learn in that past lifetime, and we've got to learn them on this lifetime. So I keep saying to my spirit team, I'm done, right? Like this is my last lifetime here, but apparently I'm coming back again. So I may not learn all the lessons I'm supposed to. And each lifetime we have to try to gain that wisdom and knowledge and heal what needs to be healed.
I'm so whoa. Like I am like, whoa. Wow. Huh. Okay.
So,
Okay.
you really don't see yourself as being here before? Like, do you
I'm
see it? Can you feel it? Do you feel like this is your first time? Because that's not what I see. So,
and I mean probably not. And I guess if I think about it, it's really silly to think like that, but I don't know, I never actually thought about it.
it's interesting
Yeah.
that all this time that we've known each other, I've never looked at your past lives.
I know.
That's weird. How about I
That
do
is
that
weird.
now? Can I
Ah!
do that? Don't freak out. It's a good thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's
Yeah.
try.
Yeah.
Okay,
Oh my
hold on
God.
a second.
What are you gonna do?
I got a deck of cards here that I use, and I like to just pull from them. And then it's like I sit back and I kind of watch a movie to see why that card came up. I ask your spirit team, okay, so what lifetime does she need to know? And what's affecting her in this lifetime? How can we help? And we go from there.
Oh
Yeah?
my gosh. Okay, let's do
All
it.
right. So I got my
People, whoa. I wish you could see Karina like I can see Karina. Wow.
deck of cards out. So
Yeah,
I'm
all
just
she
gonna
did was
shuffle.
pull a deck of cards out.
Okay. All right, hang tight.
Okay.
Okay. Wow. Well, that was fast. Okay.
Gosh.
So can you see the cards flying out or no?
Nope.
Huh. Okay.
He's sitting like, huh, yep, I
Yeah.
know, I know.
Oh, that one
Oh,
went flying on the ground.
oh my
Okay.
gosh, you guys, that one
Yeah.
was very dramatically thrown from her.
It literally was. It was kind of,
Wow.
oh, it is. Okay. I already hear something that is really cool. Anyways,
Oh,
okay. The first one. Well, the first one is called Father. So, what do they want you to know about your father? So sometimes I just have to like sit back and listen. I'm going to kind of glance at the book because sometimes these books I like to just listen, but I don't even need to look at the book. So it's so interesting what is coming up. Do you find that you feel bad for your dad in this lifetime somehow? Because all I keep getting is like this, like, I feel sorry for him. Like, I wish he had it better. Or I wish let me say it like this. Like, you wish you could take away the hard times from him because you care so much about him that you actually feel his energy and his pain energetically.
100%.
Wow. Okay. So when I look at this lifetime, I'm going to ask to be taken back to what time frame that we're looking at here, okay?
Mm.
So you were a boy in this life with him, and he was your father in this life. So it wasn't like the roles were reversed. You were actually the child. So remember I was talking about like that, like pioneer times, kind of like that. You watch your father struggle through devastation on so many levels that I can't even explain at this point because it's too much to go there. But as his son, you grew up with that trying to take the burdens from him and you couldn't. And you actually, I hate to say, but you lost him really, really early on when you were in your, I think around 20, somewhere in there. And so when I look at you in this lifetime with him, it's that wanting to take those troubles from him, but you still carry that pain from that lifetime, like always worrying about him or something in this lifetime.
Wow. Yeah, I really do.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
So
Huh.
that's one of the lifetimes that I see that
So
needs.
the cards that you pulled, so you pulled, or three cards came out of this deck.
Yes.
And so these are three different past lives that you're
Yes.
looking into?
3 different past lives.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, which is, I thought I was just going to actually pull one, but 3 cards came out and I was told to pull 3. So
Wow.
clearly, I need to tell you about these. So
Okay.
are you
Wow.
ready for the next one?
I think this
Okay.
that one was okay. I'm okay with, being with my dad in a past life and being with my dad in this life. So, and
Yeah, and like
I 100% feel that.
you
Like
carry his
yeah,
worries and his pain, and it's like I just want to take that from you, and
yeah,
it's almost like because you lost him at such a young age in that life that it's like you hold on so tight to him in this life, like as if
yeah,
you're going to lose him.
right.
Sorry, but yeah,
Yeah,
makes sense.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay,
Okay.
let's go.
So the second card is called male female.
Oh my God, what are you gonna say?
So, well, I know that's why I'm like,
Why am I such an a-hole to my husband? Is this what you're gonna tell me?
no, but what I see is that um, you guys have been together multiple lifetimes, but there was a lifetime where you guys were reversed. So
Oh,
sometimes you find that you may want to challenge him or that you know better, if that makes sense.
of course. Just kidding. Yes.
No, but like, and there's sometimes that battle between male and female energies of like who's right, who's wrong, whose role is what. And so that kind of needs to just be balanced out a little bit. So
Okay.
I won't go into much detail about that card, but I think you understand what I mean, right? It's that sometimes there's a little bit of a battle of who's right, who's wrong, and
Right.
a little bit of dominance in a sense that sometimes you feel like you.
Clearly, I'm always right. We know that. Okay. Carry on.
Sorry, dear. Okay. Well, and the third card is actually wisdom. But the
Oh,
funny thing is, it's a card that has like a unicorn on it, and I'm laughing because that one time we did that episode and you called me like a unicorn, and I was like, where'd that come from? That's funny. But you're just the same unicorn that has all that
what?
wisdom that you need to bring forward into this life and use much more frequently. And I know I've told you that before, but here they come back in to tell you. So, yeah, I feel like from this card, what I see, oh, well, I knew I was going to see that. But you've, just like I was saying earlier, I've been a healer in so many lives and I've done, certain things like I've lit some sage or Palo Santo and I'm like, God, I've recognized that smell. Where the heck do I know that from? Oh, it's a past life. I look at you and I see multiple lives as a healer. And interesting. Sorry, I'm just looking at stuff. So I know it sounds weird because obviously we're doing a podcast, but when I'm focusing, I'm seeing little flashes of who you were. And so you're into some like sort of pharmaceutical something like not potions because you're a man in this life. It's not like a witchy potion. It's like almost like pharmaceutical, like a pharmacist would be, where you would mix up special medicines to give to the people to heal them.
Whoa, cool.
Like, do you find yourself like mixing things in this life to like make something? Like, if you were to mix vinegar and like baking soda to fix or heal something.
Like essential oils and stuff, I'm always, oh, let's put a little bit of this and a little bit of that, and I mix
Like mixing
shit
a
all the time.
potion. Yeah, it's like
Yeah.
that's you need to take that wisdom from that life because you were so good at what you did with these like medicinal potions of some sort and use that wisdom in this life. You need to take all those lifetimes of as being a healer and use them in this lifetime. Open up to it, remember it. Like my Reiki master said, remember who you are,
Cool.
remember who you are, and use it more.
Whoa. Okay. Well, so wow. Well, thank you for that, because that's
You're
cool.
welcome. It
I
was
kind of I kind of I kind of believe a little bit more, because a lot of what you said really truly pertains to me right now. So
yes.
I had to have come from somewhere.
You've been around. You look at your son and you say that he's an old soul, and yet you're struggling with trying to understand your past lives.
Yeah.
That's funny. You got to
That's
open up and go, yeah, okay, so I look at him, he's got these wise old eyes. Like, so when you look at him and you think, okay, he's got all these past lives, well, so do you.
yeah.
And you and your husband have been around and have known each other. Well, you've been together multiple times. I see lots of lifetimes together. But there was that switch of roles. And so that's why it's kind
So
of a,
cool.
yeah, it's crazy.
That's crazy. That is cool. Right on. Wow. Well, people, whew, I got a lot of things to talk to my husband about.
Poor.
Oh my gosh. Thank you all so much for tuning in tonight. This was really cool. I hope it was as cool for all of you as it was for me. That was amazing. Wow. Karina, I tell you
Yeah.
every time, but you're really friggin' cool. You guys, thank you so much for tuning in to the Divine Messages podcast. I am T, and together with Karina, we want to say thank you, good night, and we'll see you next time. Bye, Karina.
Good night, T.
Please bear in mind that the perspectives and opinions represented in this podcast are based solely on our own interpretation. We can in no way be held responsible for the actions of our followers.